Superium X55, I've been using this pole for over 8 months now, so let's go and find out what I really think. When I first got this pole 7 or 8 months ago, I did an unboxing video. So if you want to check that out, I'll pop it in the comments below, so just drop down, click that, watch that, and then you can come back to this video and see what I'm talking about, and it'll make a lot more sense. Now, when I first got this pole 7 or 8 months ago, it's to replace my Superium cart pole, which was the older version of the poles in a 16 metre range. Now, that pole for me was ideal for scenarios when I'm obviously fishing for carpet, longer lengths, want a bit more strength, and also when I'm fishing like for silverfish, fishing venues where I don't really need to use all my pole. I can just swap between the two. So I was swapping between me, I think it was my X70 and then obviously my 95, and then I swapped between the two. So I wanted to upgrade it to this new sort of like package. So when I've looked at upgrading my pole, obviously I went for a 55. Now the reason why that is because I feel like it's an ideal pole for obviously if you were fishing like a lot of different venues. It's obviously at a price point where you reach encroaching into like the top end sort of pole. So there's obviously 55, 75 and 95. That's like the top three flagship poles that obviously Preston do. So you're encroaching into that, so obviously you're going to get some added benefits, obviously more than a 15, a 25 or a 35. So the reason why I've looked to use it as well is obviously strength, durability, and to be honest, 95% of my fishing on commercials up and down the country is going to be between maximum lengths of up to 14 metres, where I feel like I can fish with this with ease. Obviously I can use short frees, I can use long frees, I can use long kits, short kits, different scenarios for different sort of fisheries which you're going to be using. But there's only probably 5% of my fishing which I'm going to fish up and down the country fishing at 16 metres. So ideally if you are required to obviously fish 16 metres a lot, you might have to spend a little bit more money in upgrading obviously into a 75 or a 95, because you get your added extra benefits of fishing a little bit further then. But for a lot of venues and places and matches up and down the country, this is going to do you. And especially for 1,500 quid, and the package you get of it for all the different packaging from carp kits, match kits, F1 short kits, it's going to cover you for all them. And I feel it's just a perfect pole. So if you do go a lot of different style of fishing, especially with club matches nowadays, you go to so many different venues. One day you're fishing for F1s on a snake lake, the next week you're going to a carp lake fishing in open water. Then the week after you might be fishing for some silvers on lighter elastics on a little open club lake, and then the week after that you might be going to a right snag pit where you need to put like strong elastic in and start pulling them fish away. Now I've been using this, like I said, for probably 7 or 8 months now, and I've used it in so many different scenarios, and without sounding cliche, it's not let me down. I've used it in such things of like F1 fishing at Western Pools in Winter League, silverfish fishing on the obviously road to Scotland. I've fished it with carp fishing, say like places like Hayfield, and I've used it in so many different scenarios. And if you do follow my channel, you're going to see I've used it in so many different videos, and people have often asked me why I'm using this instead of a 95 and a 95 instead of this. It's just because I like to correspond what I'm trying to do. Like today, the far bank's probably only 14.5 metres wide today, with say if I put a short kit and a long kit in as well. And I'm not going to need to use my long pole. I can hold it with ease. It's going to be nice and durable. I know I've got the added strength because there's a reed bed as well. So if I need to pull the fish away from the reeds, I can do. But I've also used this in the sort of winter up at Western Pools when I've been dobbing at 16 metres, using a bit heavier elastics, flicking it around, moving around. So it's just been through so many different scenarios. And like I said, it's just not let me down. Nice and easy. And it's done the perfect job which I wanted it to do. Now, you could be thinking, well, why would you pick this over a 75 and a 95? And I just think it's the price point, and depending on where you're going fishing. This is, like I said before, it's probably like the 3rd tier of the top tier of poles that Preston do. And also it's just a nice durable pole which you can use in so many different scenarios. So obviously you carp fishing, and when you're not trying to fish at longer lengths, this is just what I'm going to look to use now, because if I don't need the extra stiffness when I'm trying to hit shy bites or trying to be nice and positive, nice and accurate with pole pots, then I'm just feel like that 95 is not going to give me the added extra which I will with a 55. Now don't be wrong, you're talking about double the price for a pole. Now if you want to spend that money, or you want to get that added extra benefits of obviously having a lighter pole, a stiffer pole, a more responsive pole, then that's going to be perfect for you. But not everyone has the cash for that. Like I said, not everyone's going to spend loads of money on poles. They just want a pole that does everything nice and reliable, and this is what this pole's been. So I know it might be thinking I'm like nice and, well, I'm trying to be biased because obviously I am sponsored by Preston and been using it, but the reason why I did this pole and did these little videos is just because I wanted to show you can sort of like fish. I wouldn't say I'm at top end match level sort of fishing, but I do a lot of big competitions. I was at the Pole Masters last week. I fished it in qualifiers, I fished it in festivals, winter leagues, and like I say, you can still just get on with it. A lot of things get said about poles where you have to have the top end pole, you can only fish with that if you fish these certain matches, but it's a load of rubbish. I've been using this up and down the country, you've seen me using it on this channel, and it's not put me down. Let me down in scenarios. Now, obviously wear and tear of the pole, the graphite's still in good shape, obviously needs a bit of a scrub, but that's the way I fish. I'd rather go fishing than clean my kit, but obviously there's going to be people that keep it more pristine. Joints are nice and clean still, not many breaks, or it's not signs of wear and tear. Don't get me wrong, it's only 7-8 months old, but I've been using probably average once a week this sort of pole with fishing and filming and stuff. So once a week over the years, if you go twice every month or something, it's going to last you a long time. It's going to be in good nick as well. So you get a lovely little package with it. You've seen it all. If you haven't seen it, check out the comment below for that link of the unboxing video. That went down really well, so hopefully you'll enjoy this little video, little recap. But like I said, we've been using it in different scenarios, different areas, and it's obviously not let me down. Just a nice little addition into my armoury with my 95 as well. So I just swap between the two and use them on the bank. So yeah, if you are looking for a pole, it's probably the lower end of the price point, the top end match poles. The 55 is what I'd probably look at for using for 1,500 quid. The package you get, the top kits are brilliant, they're nice and strong. You get a load of different styles. You get carp kits, F1 kits, short kits, match kits, but that's all explained in the unboxing video. So yeah, lovely little pole, wear and tear, still going strong, lovely little addition. So it's been actually a joy to use. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.